Good Erev Shabbos as we get ready for Shabbos Parshas Pinchas, and we are broadcasting from up here in beautiful South Fallsburg, and we're sponsored by Le'ili Nishmas, Rabbi Yachmiel Gershon ben Reb Tzvi Yehuda, Lefush Eimafel Yomis Mechayesara, and for the schus of Avram ben Yamin Benish ben Malki Yehudis and family, by the Fisher family, Le'ili Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shalom ben Avram Alevi Pel Bas Ruvain, also by Yo Klugman and family, and I want to learn specially from my good friend Aaron Ben Sora that he should have a refuah shalema b'seich sharcha Yisrael. So we are holding in Perek Gimel with Mishna Zayin and Mishna Ches and Masechta Succa, Shir Esrig HaKotten, the minimum size of an esrig, Ramei Egais, it's like the size of a walnut. Stam Egais is a walnut. Rabbi Yehuda says the minimum size is an egg. Ubagadol, what's the biggest size of an esrig? So it's interesting. Rabbi Yehuda says that you should be able to hold two in one hand. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. That's the share of Rabbi Yehuda. Now it's interesting why he holds this way, because he holds that we know that you're supposed to hold the lulav in your right hand and the esrig in the left hand. The reason is because you hold three over one in the more chashuv hand. Now, you might take the esrog first in the left hand and the lulav in the right hand, and when switching it, you would have to hold both in one hand before you switch it over. And if the esrog is too big, then you might drop it and it might break. So therefore, Rabbi Yehuda says, very interesting opinion, that you have to be able to hold two esrogim in one hand. If not, it's too big. Rabbi Yosi says there's no such thing. We pass him, by the way, like Rabbi Yosi. Afilu echad b'shtei yadav, even if it's so big that you could only hold it in two hands, one esrog in two hands. And you've probably seen pictures of huge esrogim. It's still kosher. And Mishna Ches tells us, ein oigdin es halulav. You know, we bind together the hadas and the aravim with the lulav. You shouldn't bind it ela b'minai, except with the species of a lulav, like what we do, right? We make from the stem, branches, and leaves, we tie the hadasim and the aravas to the lulav. Rameh says no, it doesn't have to be min of the lulav. Afilu b'mashicha, you could even use string. It's the opinion of that the mitzvah of igud, of tying it, is not part of the mitzvah of the daled minim. It's just to make it look nice. It's al zekelev anveyu, and therefore you could use any species. It could even use a string. Amr Meir argued, there was an incident with the people of Yerushalayim. They tied their lulavim with cords, with bands of gold. So you know what Rabbi Yehuda answers? Yeah, but under those bands they had the min of the lulav. Underneath they bound it with a species of the lulav. And then they tied it on top with bands of gold to make it look nice. But Rabbi Yehuda maintains you can't do actual binding with bands of gold or string. It has to be min of the lulav. Okay, Rabbi say, what a pleasure. If you have not checked, 2 nice shiurim went up this week for the Shabbos table Parshas Pinchas, which carries a very vital message. So check that out. Torah Time, Kol Lashon, YouTube. There's also a short share that I gave in the Woodridge Shul, getting ready for the 3 weeks with the bracha of Tekah b'Shofar Gadol L'Cheruseinu. That's an 8-minute share, but well worth it to know what to have in mind when you're saying Tekah b'Shofar and Shemona Esrei. We are looking for sponsors for next week, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. Thank you very much for joining us. Daf Yomi, Matzah Shabbos 10:20 on zoomdaf.com when we learn 2 blat, Be'ezus Hashem, and have a wonderful Shabbos.